And friends, it's Sarah from Late Night Coffee Moms. My phone was just going crazy. So let's see. Can you see me? If you can see me, give me a thumbs up. All that kind of stuff. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. I'm not sure if this is working. I've got a whole new microphone set up and a new lighting set up, and I keep staring off to the side. Totally sorry, but that's what happens when you get new technology. You've got to get used to it all over again. So here we are. We're going to go back into Romans 12. Hi, Eunice. 12:12, because that's where we were last week. I look just as tore up, but I'm actually doing pretty good this week. I hope you guys are doing really well, that you're having a really blessed week. So let's dig into Romans 12:12. We were talking about rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing steadfastly in prayer. I'm reading from the, what is this? The New King James today. I told you I was going to try a different translation. And last week we talked about rejoicing in hope, or finding a reason to rejoice even when you don't feel like you have any reason to be hopeful, right? And Jesus is always the reason to hope. And now we're going to talk about being patient in tribulation. This is not easy. It's almost harder than the hope part, but because it requires the hope part as well. It's like building on itself. You know, if you can rejoice in hope, then you can be patient through tribulation because you know hope is coming. But if you've given up hope, or if you've failed to see that there's any hope, or if you've given up the joy of believing, it's going to make it really hard to be patient in your trials and tribulations. And trials can be anything. I know that, I think I talked about this last week. Sometimes when we're going through a bad situation, the first thing a friend or a loved one will say, hang on just a sec. Stop talking. My kid's playing Minecraft right now, and so you can hear it, and that's not too distracting, I hope. But him talking is distracting me, and he's only talking to the screen, so he's going to be quiet for a little bit. So we're going to go back to it. Sorry about that. So rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, and continuing steadfastly in prayer. So patient in tribulation, we talked about last week how sometimes when you're going through a hard time, a loved one or friend or even yourself will say something like, yes, but it could be worse. It could be worse because these people have it worse. Excuse me. And it could be worse because I could be living here and I could be under this kind of trial and tribulation. And all of that is true. But sometimes it's less helpful when people say that, because then on top of whatever you're going through, you start to feel guilty instead of thankful, right? And it just feeds kind of the self-pityness that the moment might bring, and distracts from hope and makes us impatient during our trials. So what are some trials you guys are going through right now? You don't have to tell me. You don't have to write it in the comments. You can if you like. You guys are always free to message me to ask me to pray for you. And I will totally pray for you if you message me. So what are some trials you're going through right now? Me right now, do you see this? These big old dark circles. I'm having a few little family issues. We're wrapping up the end of the school year, getting ready for the next school year. I have some like ministry opportunities that are coming up that are kind of weighing on me. What else do I have? My house is a wreck because I just finished this big novel that's been taking me a long time to finish, as far as the first draft of it anyway. And so my whole house is just falling apart, because that's one thing writers can do. I can only speak for writers because that's what I am, but I know other moms do this too, where you hyper focus on something so much you don't even see your house anymore, and then you come up for air and you're like, what just happened? And when my kids were toddlers, that happened, every 10 minutes. But now I've been so hyper focused on writing every free minute I got that I forgot to do more than just the basics of my house. And so those are kind of the trials I'm going through now. Now I'm happy my book is done, but I feel all this pressure to be even better. I feel pressure with my blog. I feel pressure with these videos, especially since I can't seem to make eye contact with you guys. And after watching my videos, I keep wandering around the room with my eyes. Excuse me. I have no idea how you guys tolerate that because it drives me crazy to see me looking around all over the place. So when you're going through your trials, be it small, as far as my house is destroyed, it feels big, but it really is small, and I can even tell myself that's not a big deal. We're going to work through that. Are you patient? I sure struggle with that. I want my trial done now. I pray that way. I let this pass. Let this be over. Give me a solution to this. I want it now. But a lot of the times in the middle of our tribulations and our trials, that's when we can actually see God working more than we can when we come on the other side of it. We see him giving grace for each day because we need it so desperately for each day. We see him being compassionate with us because we need it so much more while we're going through a trial. We see the little things he does that we ignore quite often in the rest of our lives when things are going smoothly in the middle of our tribulations. So I'm encouraging you and myself to be patient during your trials, whatever they are, being patient during tribulations, whatever they may be. Keep rejoicing in hope and keep looking for the miracles that he's using to sustain you through these trials. Don't just suffer. Yes, be long suffering, but don't just suffer through them. Marvel at what his hands are doing in the middle of your trials. I hope I'm not going crazy with my eyes. I can't tell where I'm looking on the screen. It's hilarious to me. So anyway, that's it for today. Next week we'll go back in 12, and we'll look at the last section together. Please, if you like these random crazy mom videos, I love you to subscribe to my page, to my blog, to my email list. Wherever you're watching, hit a like, give it a comment, help other mamas find it so we can grow together. All right. Catch you next time. Bye.